Hi guys, and welcome to another video. If you don't know by now, I'm Katie.
And I'm Danielle.
And we are
Two Book Girls.
And so we decided to do a tag today, but it sounds like it's going to be a really fun tag because it's called the 20 question book tag. And you know how 20 questions is kind of like to get to know someone? And so this is kind of to get to know us and our book habits or the way we like to read, what we like to read, things like that. So I hope you guys enjoy.
And I hope you'll learn a lot about us and hopefully be able to relate to us a little better because of this. So the first question is, how many books is too many books in a series? And my answer is I can probably do about 4 before I get a little tired of it.
I can't even do 4. Like, here's the thing. I read one book and I'm like, wow, this is so good. I don't read the second book. So, honestly, 2 books. That's too many. No. If it's not a standalone, I mean, the second book's not getting read anyway. So, 2 is too many for me.
The second one is, how do you feel about cliffhangers? While I can understand why authors, use them, that is one of the only ways I will read a book right after it. Otherwise, I'm like, I can read this in a month or so, and I never come back to it. But it also feels a little bit like, you're only selling me part of the book. I buy a book so I can read it and enjoy the story. So when you give a cliffhanger, it just feels a little unfair to me.
See, I love cliffhangers. Like, we're completely opposites, if you can't tell, when it comes to books for the most part. But, like, I love them because, like she said, it makes me want to continue to read. And I'm like, wow, is this person going to die? Are they going to get married? Are they going to have kids? Like, read the next book and find out. But do I read the next book? No. So, maybe I shouldn't like cliffhangers, but I do.
The third one is hardback or paperback. I am definitely a hardback person. I tear up my books in my book bag or in my bags if I do not have a hardback.
Your girl loves hardback, but she doesn't love paying like $10 more, so she gets paperback. So, I don't get what I want when it comes to that situation because I'm surrounded by paperback books, even though I would much rather them be hardback books.
Favorite book?
Okay. Are they really going to ask that question? Because I promise you I cannot pick a favorite book.
More like top 10, but I mean, I guess some of my favorite books are Kite Runner, Ender's Game, Graceling. That's a couple to name.
So, watch our other video that shows our top books because you'll probably find our favorite books in that video. And this is going to sound like cliche, but I also really like The Fault in Our Stars, but along with the other books that we mentioned in our other video. So, take a look at that.
The next one is least favorite book.
Twilight. Twilight. I literally tried to read that on my vacation. I actually ruined my vacation by trying to read that. The plot is awful. The characters are awful. Matched is also awful. So, maybe you like them, and I'm sorry if I offend anyone, but, just they're not my cup of tea. No.
See, I think my least favorite book I've read that I can think of off the top of my head is probably The Forest of Hands and Teeth. I heard some really good stuff about it. I just could not like the characters, and I thought the love triangle between a girl and 2 brothers was really weird.
Excuse me, what?
That's probably my least favorite.
I can't talk because I read a book by incest, but
it's okay. The next question is number 6. Love triangles, yes or no?
Yes!
No.
Yes! I love triangles because, the Hunger Games, for example, Peeta, Gale. I'm like, ooh, I like that Gale's like a brother to her, but, Peeta, woo, Peeta! But then, so, I love them. I love them. I don't know why, but I love them.
See, I think when they started doing love triangles, it was fine. I liked, Gale and Peeta, and even there's exceptions to the rule, obviously, but overall, it just seems like
they overuse them. They do. I will give it to them. They overuse them because they don't know what else to put in the book. So, they're like, oh, is this, I don't know how to explain it, but, they don't know what else to put in their book, so they're like, I'm just going to throw in a love triangle, and maybe that'll make it interesting. It might make it interesting, but it just shows that you may not know what else you want to write about. Yeah. So, we don't know. We're undecided on that one.
Number 7, the most recent book you couldn't finish.
Okay, The most recent book that I could not finish is Eleanor and Park. Okay, so I have tried to read that book twice now. And while I love Rainbow Rowell's style of writing, I find it so interesting. Like in Fangirl, it was amazing. And like, there's another book by her that I want to read that I got a long time ago that I just haven't got to. Like, I think it's called Landline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that sounds interesting too. But Eleanor and Park, don't ask me why, I could not get into it. I don't know why. Like, I literally love that girl's style of writing. Could not get into the book.
Yeah, it's actually the same book, Eleanor and Park. We were going to read it together, and I just couldn't get past the second chapter. I didn't find it particularly interesting. I mean, I felt like it was high school drama.
Yeah, and like, we have enough of that in our real life, so like, we don't want to read a book about it. So, it just wasn't enough going on. Because it was like, Eleanor was having family problems. Park was like a kind of weird kid. Like,
Yep.
Wasn't that interesting to me.
Okay, number 8, a book you are currently reading.
Oh my goodness. The book I'm currently reading is Tiny Beautiful Things, Advice on Love and Life from Dear Sugar, which it is so good. Like, it's set up in an advice column type of like thing. Like, here, I'll show you. So like, for example, someone will send her an email and show like a problem that they're having, and then she'll write back to them and tell them like her advice on the situation. And I really think it's so good because it literally explains every problem ever. Like, I haven't finished the book, but just from what I have read, it's gone over so many things. Like, it's gone over friend problems, husband-wife problems, like not feeling motivated, like just like everything that you may ever want to read about, like it's in this book. So good.
I just finished Every Day yesterday, so I'm kind of in between books right now, but I'm going to read 2 books at the same time, and one of them is Ready Player One, which is becoming a movie in March, and I'm excited for that. And I'm also going to read this book called The Hills Also Echo.
Yeah. That's not what I thought she was going to say. I'm sorry. I thought she was going to say the Simon.
Oh, yeah. Also, I am going to try and read Simon versus the Homo sapien agenda.
Oh my gosh. Like, please, anyone watching this video, read that with us. And like, no, never mind. I was going to say, please read that and come and watch the movie with us, but like, I can't I can't say we're going to meet up with random people and watch movies with you. So never mind. But if you read the book, we will talk about it with you guys. So please still read it.
Yeah, so March is going to be a very busy reading month.
And that's our birthday month too, so.
The next question is, last book you recommended to someone. Our last video, actually, so you can just watch that.
No, literally, we recommended about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, we recommend like 8 books to you guys, so please go check that out. Amazing books, amazing books.
Okay, oldest book you've read, publication date.
Whoa.
It's probably a classic. Probably Charles Dickens, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Unfortunately, Greatest Expectations. We had to read that for an English class. I was going to say Animal Farm, but I'm guessing that would not be the latest one. It would be Greatest Expectations, which, if you want to cry yourself to bed over how bad a book was.
I love that book. It's one of
Do
my...
you see? We're literally like opposites here because I hated it. I thought it was so boring, and it just like, he'll go into an explanation of something like, the grass is green as the rain fell from the sky, and the rain was wet, and it made the green grass greener, and he'll just go on for like a paragraph about the grass. I'm like, dude, I don't want to hear that. No.
See, I love the symbolism in it, so that's... Alright, so newest book you've read, publication date. My newest one that I read was They Both Die at the End, which came out in 2017. So that's probably...
I don't actually know the answer to that question. Like, I'm trying to look into these books and see if I can, like, find a publication date. This one's 2012, so that's probably not it. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to answer this for you. This one was 2012, too, so who knows? I don't know the answer to that. I mean, like, I just don't have the publication dates memorized in my head. Like, we can pretend I do, but I don't.
Okay. Number 12, favorite author.
Oh my gosh, guys. I can't pick favorites. Don't you understand that?
See, I really don't have a favorite author. I mean, I like Agatha Christie a lot for, like, mystery novels, but other than that, I don't have, like, one author I'd be like, oh, I'd read her book because of that.
See, okay, I love John Green. Like, John Green's style of writing is so unique and, like, relatable, And he reminds me of Rainbow Rowell just because, like, they're young authors, so they relate stuff to us so we understand it. So probably one of them. Yeah, I like those two.
Okay, number 13, buying books or borrowing books? Buying,
and that is why
this is why we're broke.
This is why I have about $23 to my name and I don't get paid till like next week. So no books bought before then. But you should see our bookshelves. We do not need to buy any more books. So that's why I'm like, I need to go visit a library. I need to go find my library card and borrow these books because I don't need to buy any more.
Yeah. Number 14, a book you dislike that everyone else seemed to love. I mean, I didn't like Every Day very much, but I don't know what everyone else thought.
I liked it, so bye. But wait, I don't know, because I didn't like a lot of things. Like, did you like Sound of the Fury?
I didn't read it. So.
Oh, well, I hated that. I did like the. Oh, that's not the question. I was gonna say I did like The Catcher in the Rye, and I feel like a lot of people didn't, but that was not the question. So honestly, again, I don't know because I don't. Like, if I don't find a book interesting, I don't finish it, and then I just kind of, like, let it slip from my mind, so, I
don't know. Okay, next is bookmarks or dog ears?
I hate to be this person, but, like, I used to always make sure it was, like, a bookmark, like, one of these little post-it note things, but now, this is going to sound really bad, like, most of the time, only if it's a used book. Like, if I bought it used, I will, like, bend the page. But, like, if someone bent this page, I would have to hurt them because it's, like, such pristine condition. So it really depends on if it's a new or old book. Like, for example, this book, it's really old, and I got it for super cheap, and it's not new. So I would definitely bend these pages. But any new book, no.
See, I used to be, like, really, like, oh, I need to go to Books A Million or Barnes & Noble and buy a bookmark. But anymore, I'm, like, pretty lazy. So I'm just like, okay, what's the nearest piece of paper I can tear something off and just stick it in? But I'm usually bookmark. But if I don't have a piece of paper near me, I will totally dog-ear my page.
She's not getting up to find that bookmark. No. So if there's not a receipt near her or a napkin, you can expect that book to be dog-eared, okay? Yeah.
Okay. Next, a book you can always reread. I honestly don't think I've ever reread a book. So I know that's weird, but if I remember the story, I don't find a point in rereading. So
I reread this book, Perks of Being a Wallflower, and also The Fault in Our Stars. I think I tried to reread. I don't know if I ever finished it, but again, like contemporary novels, those type of things, I can reread. But things like The Hunger Games and things like that, unless I'm trying to reread the whole series again, I just don't usually end up finishing it. So it really just depends, honestly.
The next one is, can you read while hearing music? No.
Okay, okay, if it's like a homework assignment, like I'm reading my history book, like, oh, Napoleon did what? Like, yeah, I can be jamming to some music while I'm taking notes, but if I'm actually trying to focus on like a novel, no, not happening. Like, I literally cannot. I'm like, dog, like, squirrel, like, I can't focus.
Yeah, I cannot.
Promise I don't have ADD, but like, I really cannot focus. Like, if someone's like singing lyrics and I'm trying to read words, not happening.
Okay, the next one is 18. One point of view or multiple points of view? I like multiple points of view. I think it keeps the story very interesting, and you can see into the heads of different characters.
Again, I feel like it depends, because some books I do not want to see what the other characters are thinking. So, like, I'm trying to think of an example. Like, for example, Every Day, I really enjoyed that there were more than one point of view, because you needed to be into both of their heads. But other books just don't need that. Like, sometimes you need to have the mystery of not knowing what the other person is thinking. Like, does he love her back? Is he gonna, like, turn on her? Like, I don't want to know yet. Like, that's what the book's about. Like, yeah. So, some, it just depends.
19, do you read a book in one sitting or over multiple days? Multiple days, definitely.
I cannot finish a book in a day. Like, definitely not one day, because your girl has too many things to do. Like, I'll be over here checking Twitter, I'll be over here editing a video, working. Like, I can't read in one day. It's not happening.
Alright, and number 20 is who do you tag? And right now we don't have anyone to tag, so I guess that's the end of our questionnaire. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it and learned a lot about us, and I think...
And, well, here's the thing. Please feel free to do this video if you want to do this video. Like, please comment below and be like, I did this video, check it out. We will definitely check it out for you guys. So, if you guys want to do it, definitely do it. And please, like and subscribe if you want to see more videos from us. And again, give us recommendations on what you want to see. And you can even follow us on Instagram if you want. We post on there as much as possible, usually every day, but it just depends on if we've taken pictures and stuff like that. So, I guess that's the end of this video, and thank you for watching.
Alright,
bye.